And can I say how delighted I am to be here with such a distinguished audience and everyone who's spoken, and I know all of you in the audience passionate about skills development, and it's wonderful to be with fellow professionals who are pursuing and developing opportunities for people to upskill. And thank you, Minister, for your introduction to the benefits of using technology in learning, and I think your own interest in driving that forward, I think, is a great help to us in the UK and obviously with our export efforts as well. So before Claire Morley talks in a little more detail about the mobile MOOC, you've just got a sneak preview up on the screen there. I'd just like to introduce AAT and talk about why we decided to partner with Florium on the idea of expanding into India in this way. So by way of introduction, AAT is the world's leading professional body for staff in finance and accounting. Now, when I say for staff, I think we cover everybody except the chartered accountants. So you could describe us as not the chartered accountants, but everybody else between accounts clerks and middle managers broadly. We have a total membership of 125,000 and we have members and students in more than 90 countries. AAT is a member of the International Federation of Accountants, which is an umbrella body which sets global standards for accountancy in the public interest. And AAT is a qualification awarding body which is regulated and audited by the UK regulators, Ofqual, and in Scotland, the Scottish Qualifications Authority. So, there is oversight of what we do. And I don't know quite whether to quote this number, because the dazzling numbers that our colleagues from NSDC have quoted make them sound a little bit paltry, but I assure you that they're quite good for the UK. So over the last 20 years, AAT has awarded over 500,000 accountancy qualifications. As I say, we're a much smaller country than India. AAT is firmly committed to the development of skills for employability through high-quality, practical, vocational qualifications, which, like the work of the Sector Skills Councils here, our qualifications are based on national occupational standards. And these qualifications are designed to train people for finance and accounting roles from entry level through to middle management levels. The AAT qualifications provide a framework for career development and lifelong learning, because obviously learning doesn't stop once you qualify. And we've designed the framework to provide a number of entry points. So depending, what people's level of prior achievement, their level of previous qualifications, they can come in at a suitable entry point. But also we have multiple exit points, because we are building up skill and competence level by level and allowing people to exit with the level that they aim for. So it's very much about building up skills and confidence rather than, perhaps, I think sometimes we allow people to fail. We want to build people up rather than have them failing. So in the UK, something like 25,000 new learners every year enrol for AAT qualifications. And the reason for this is that they prepare people for jobs, and they're recognised and valued by employers. So that essential link between employment and qualifications is what drives us. Now, the AAT qualifications deliver the skills that provide the foundations for efficient and effective financial management in businesses of every size and type, in every sector of the economy. Any organisation, whatever its size and type, has got to record financial transactions. It's got to implement robust controls to prevent fraud, and it has to analyse financial data in order to improve organisational performance. So you will find people with AAT qualifications everywhere, from SMEs to large corporates, in accounting practice, in industry, in commerce, and in the public sector. And whether you're running a market stall, an engineering company, or a hospital, the skills that AAT delivers add value. And just to give you a little illustration of some of the employers that we work with, some of the corporates, firms like KPMG, Procter & Gamble, BAE Systems, and the National Health Service, local authorities. And we had a rather exciting event a few years ago when we received an advert for Accounting Technician magazine from Buckingham Palace, because Her Majesty the Queen was looking for somebody to look after the finances at Buckingham Palace and chose to advertise for somebody with an AAT qualification, and I think that's a significant endorsement. So AAT qualifications are open to absolutely everyone who can benefit from them, and so you will understand why we are attracted to the whole concept of a MOOC. It's because of the open in MOOC. We're committed to dismantling barriers to learning and to widening career opportunities, because AAT changes lives. And I'd like to give you an illustration from work that we've done in Africa. I was talking to one of our members in Swaziland, and he described his career journey. He had come from a very impoverished family in Swaziland, but he was a very intelligent and able person. He had limited educational opportunity, but was obviously very keen to learn. And he started his working life as a night watchman, just sitting outside a company, ensuring that maintaining security overnight. And from that base, he managed to get himself inside the building by becoming a cleaner, and then, because obviously somebody within the company recognized the spark that this man had, and he became an accounts clerk. And so that was really the start of his career journey in accounting, and his employers put him through the AAT qualification at all 3 levels. He qualified with AAT and became a fully qualified AAT professional member. And when I met him, he was just on the point of qualifying as a chartered accountant. So that's what we mean by open to everyone who wants to learn and develop. So we are very delighted to be working with Florian, because we think it's essential to exploit this incredible technology that we now have to extend access to accounting and finance skills through the medium of a handheld mobile phone. And we've chosen to launch here in India for 3 reasons. The first is to do with the Indian government's visionary drive to upskill the population here, and we applaud the work of NSDC in driving that forward with such energy and commitment. We also recognise India's leadership in technological innovation, and we have a relatively small organisation, but I think